so much. It is an absolute pleasure and delight to be back at Lutheridge. I cannot believe that the place really hasn't changed in 3 years. I did notice you moved the coffee from out in the vestibule in the dining room into the dining room proper. So I guess there is progress everywhere, even here. When I pick repertoire for an event, I then have the problem of figuring out what order we're going to do it in the concert. And whoever picked the rep for this year decided to pick a piece that involves taking some of the bass chimes and passing them up to some of the treble ringers to ring them an octave lower for the melody in the piece you just heard, To Hear the Angels Ring by Brian Childers. Moving equipment during a concert is a little bit of a tricky thing. So that meant I kind of had to put that first. And then whoever picked the repertoire for this event decided to pick a second piece that involved even more bass chimes not being where they're supposed to be. The theme of this year's concert is The Chimes Go on Vacation. So they have seen all parts of this room this week. Our next piece up is a composition of mine. It's an original called De Profundis. It is based on the text. See, I like Latin. I really wish we did more Latin in church. I think maybe next time, maybe Pastor Tim should come back if I ever get to come back again, and I'd like the whole homily in Latin this time. But it is the text, De Profundis clamavi ad te, Domine. Domine exaudi vocem meam. Out of the depths I cry to you, O Lord. Lord, hear my prayer. And I got the idea for this. I started off wondering what happens if you just we are a very treble-heavy instrument. All of our notes are really high-pitched. And we don't get a lot of low. So I thought, what happens if you overdose on low tones? And the only way to do that is to either kill your bass ringers or have the treble ringers doing bass, which is why the chimes get to migrate up. So you will hear some very low, ominous sounds. You will hear some lovely, intentional dissonance. And you'll hear a voice crying out to God. And you will hear God's answer as this person in the depths crying to God is told, you are not alone. De Profundis. I'm not sure all of them were all that keen on the piece at the start of the weekend. I've been wanting to conduct this piece for years. So this was a dream of mine. So as far as I'm concerned, we can just stop the concert now. What you see right now happening in front of you, it will be here forever known as the Great Chime Migration of 2020, as all the bass chimes go back home. Next up on our repertoire, we move back to the Christmas season. We have Kathy Mokelbus. You might have heard a piece or two of hers up in the dining hall. Kathy Mokelbus' arrangement of The First Noel. It has a gorgeous original melody that she weaves in and around the First Noel theme. There are times where you have to kind of go searching for First Noel. She has it hidden in there, so be listening for it. It is there, I promise. And my low chimes are going to remember that they need to make sure they bring it out when they play it. The First Noel, Kathy Mokelbus. Why did you all never do it that fast in rehearsal? arrangement of Be Still My Soul. The tune we have for Be Still My Soul, does anybody know where that tune originally comes from? And if you're in the advanced group, you don't get a say. You have other stuff to do. Look at the music. Does anybody? The composer, John Sibelius, in his second symphony, one of his symphonies, it's going along crazy stuff, and then all of a sudden there's this glorious hymn tune sounding thing in the middle. And then it goes back to its usual craziness. And it is this tune, the Be Still My Soul tune. So it is, I'm a fan of Sibelius' music, and I'm a fan of this tune. And then when I heard this by Alex Ebert out of California, it is just a stunning, stunning musical arrangement. It's very easy for me because I just have to move my arms. The ringers may find it a little bit more challenging, but they know that if they just look up and watch the director, they will get through it just fine. Be Still My Soul by Alex Ebert. This is a special time for me. I absolutely loved coming to Lutheridge 3 years ago. I am thrilled to be back, and it is a homecoming for Dina. Everyone say hello to Dina. When I was here 3 years ago, we were working on a piece of Kathy Mokelbust's, oddly enough, called Spirit Wind, and it has these driving, melodic 16th notes. And so I was using my baton to beat on the stand to show them how to do it. Batons aren't made for that, and mine shattered. Well, we were up in the dining hall that year, and I look in the back, and I see this gal in the back just slip out the back door, and I think, did one of the shards of my baton find its way back to her somehow? 2 minutes later, she's back, clutching a wad of batons, saying, "Which one do you want?" She had run down to the Jeffers store, grabbed their batons, I'm hoping told somebody, runs back up. And so I select this one, and I say, okay, go down and tell Jill Jeffers, I'll settle up with her at the break. She's like, oh, no, this is on me. So in her honor, this is Dina. And I really wish she was, her group is here, she's not here. But I wish she was here so that she could see, yes, I managed to keep it unbroken for 3 years. Our next piece is a very personal one for me. It is called Eternal. My wife and I got married in 2000, and in 2002, our family grew. Marcus was a male tortoiseshell cat who is genetically impossible. He has about a 1 in a million chance of having a male tortoiseshell. And for 10 years, he and a couple years later, his little sister Susan were our only children. They were our loving cats. They were cuddlesome and wonderful. And so for 10 years, that was the only children we had until our son, actually, our actual human son, showed up in 2012. He was a little late to the party. And in 2017, we lost Marcus. And if any of you have ever owned a pet for a long time, you know that that can just be an absolutely heartbreaking thing, especially when they have been, they spent so long as your only children. And so when I picked this piece to do here, I kind of needed to do it as a bit of a catharsis for me. Little did I know when I picked the repertoire several months ago that about 6 weeks ago, we would have to say goodbye to Susan, our other cat, who, she was always the very shy and skittish one, and just in the past year had suddenly decided, okay, I guess my humans aren't trying to kill me, and so she would come out and be friendly and loving. So this is a very personal piece for me. It is a song of loss and happy remembrance, and I started down that sentence and got lost along the way. So I hope you all enjoy Eternal. I just have so many people I need to thank. First of all, Donna. I don't know where she got to.
Right here.
Oh, there she is. Oh, she's hiding behind the ringer. Donna, thank you again for the invitation to... However I can see, thank you again for the invitation to come back. This has been wonderful. This is a truly magical place. I know you all realize that, but if you don't, this is a wonderful, magical place. Pastor Tim, wherever you are, he's always in the back there. Thank you for everything you do to help this run smoothly. I'm pretty sure on these Handbell weekends he just doesn't sleep. I see him first thing in the morning, I see him last thing at night, and whenever I show up, everything is just already there. So thank you for everything you and all of the Lutheridge staff do here. I know you're not Lutheridge staff, you're retired, I know. But for all the Lutheridge staff, thank you for everything. Alice, wherever Alice is hiding. She's back. Everybody's back there. Everybody's back there. Alice, I wish you luck in taking over this. This is a big thing to take care of, and I know you will do a fantastic job. Thank you. Directors, thank you for having your musicians here, and thank you for having them prepared. That makes my job easy. All we have to do is make music. So thank you for that. Ringers, I know this is a huge amount of time to give up, to be here this weekend, to prepare the music, everything. Thank you for all of your dedication. And for those of you just sitting here listening, thank you. You give us a reason to actually play our concert. In the words of the Monty Python boys, and now for something completely different, we're going to end with Brian Childer's arrangement of All Hail the Power of Jesus' Name. It is exciting, it is energetic, and we're really praying that we all play only 12 notes in the last measure. Thank you all. Have a safe trip back home. Thank you again for letting me be here. Enjoy your day. All hail the power of Jesus' name. Amen.